Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan. Here basically we are discussing about one topic, that is how basically the cities are created. That topic actually is ongoing, and this has converted into very big level topic, that is 20 percentage error of the education. So one of the person told that the Earth planet basically divides into 11 parts, right? Basically, then he told that yes, basically our planet divides into the 11 parts. Here basically number basically I have just taken as an example. Then he told that okay, so 11 parts basically is Earth planet, and Earth planet basically gets into the division part, and it gets separates from the Earth planet, Asia land. That time basically what are the activities basically which happens basically? This is very dangerous topic, na basically that's why. So he told that one is the internet basically, right? For that basically the software industry, Asian software industry basically has created, not only Asian basically but European, American, they all basically might be doing this all the stuff basically. Mostly basically 99% basically. 1% why? Because you are not 100% sure basically. So like this basically the software basically might be created, right? 100% basically. The Asian country or basically the another country basically. So like this, it might possible that basically the list of activities which is going to be happen, or basically which is go on going basically, when the land basically gets, when the Asia land basically gets separate, divides from the Earth planet basically. That time basically it possible that basically the that time basically it is possible that the list of activities might be ongoing. That is one of the activities as that internet basically gets break, internet gets separates. Then into that, yes, here basically internet gets separates, that is 100% sure. In that basically that data science project basically gets into the picture. In this basically the data science project basically might be into the picture basically, might be project basically. So like this is one of the project, right? Basically that is of IT, of the internet basically. In this basically internet, the plain data has been taken, right? Then into the DS basically, that has taken basically. Then basically what are the things basically might be happening? Then he told that banks data basically might be possible, because the 100 plane basically get crashed. That time basically the people also might be dying, na basically. That basically mostly might be the entire family, because if this type of activity might be happening, it might be the entire families only basically might be getting end. This is just possibility basically, and really basically that is happening, that need to check basically. But mostly basically this might be 100% correct. Reason basically nobody basically do the blogs basically literally like that basically. Nobody blogs, nobody writes that blog basically in internet basically. Nobody. After that basically few days basically I saw that blog, that was not existing. That means somebody tracked that basically. Somebody tracked also that basically. Somebody has written basically. So just see basically. So that means another thing basically might be the banking data basically. That is basically World Bank basically, and mostly I'm 100% sure basically World Bank is also basically handled by set of banks basically. That means World Bank basically might not able to see that all data basically, which is that plane got crashed and the family got ended, that data basically, that data he will not able to see basically. I will take one example. There are basically 1500 crore people, right? Sorry, 15 crore people basically. From in that basically 100 data will gets removed basically. Anybody is going to know basically? No, nobody will able to track that basically. If 100 basically data is getting out from the data basically database, anybody can track. It's impossible basically to track. It's impossible to track that basically. So same way this happening basically. So World Bank basically is not that database basically. World Bank basically World Bank basically is not able to view that database. That type of database it might be basically. So it might be possible that that data basically might get hide from the database. 99 percentage. This is the only possibility. Reason you can't create up to the dangerous database. You can't create the duplicate data of the dangerous database. Otherwise, you have to secure that database also basically. And if anybody gets that database, then it will create a big issue basically. Big issue means very very big issue. Because if anybody will track that basically this 100 plane basically crashed, and that account basically information is getting hide, and that amount is basically used somewhere basically in that basically cricket is also involved, then basically you can just imagine what are the things going to happen. That 12 lakh crore basically example I have given. So in 12 lakh crore basically this data also basically contains. In 12 lakh crore dollar basically this data also basically is there basically. That means World Bank basically few people basically might be knowing this. The old people basically. That are the old people basically. They might be knowing this. Not really all people basically will not know no, basically. Otherwise when anybody the people will say the World Bank who are basically these people basically. Few people will say that also basically. Then few people says that basically these people are banks or basically who are they basically? Bank people are who basically are they? That also basically few people will say basically. That's why basically all basically people are not basically involved in this basically. Few people basically might be basically of World Bank basically. Or it might possible that World Bank database who might be handling that might be different entity only basically. And in this entity basically World Bank never able to track that basically. And World Bank basically might not be knowing this. That possibility is also there. And 99% this possibility chance is there basically. That is a different entity might be handling this database who might be doing hiding the data and unhiding the data. Hiding the data means that 100 plane got crashed in the Himalaya and Everest, in the Mount Everest. That database might be getting hide here basically. And after a certain time basically it get flushed to that cricket, and that cricket basically send the database to many banks. Then database gets verified, data gets verified, banks to banks. Then basically it moves to the finance also basically, finance industry basically. Then basically it might be moving to the stock exchange. Then basically it might be moving to the Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange basically I am in India, and that's why I am taking the name of the India basically. That's why basically I am taking the name of the India. So it in real basically it might be any country basically. But in it might be Asian only basically. Asia only basically might be that country basically where basically the data basically might be kept of that plane crashed, died people. And that is basically 100% controlled by the cricket group basically. Cricket is basically BCCI, that means European people is also involved in basically this. Europe people is also involved in this. So just see basically now basically what are the things going to connect. And Bombay Stock Exchange basically is stock exchange basically are highly secured by the government only. It's a highly secured by the governments basically. Highly secured by the governments basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this video basically.